Where you go, you shine, shine. You need to know you shine. Anything you wanna be. Anything you wanna be. 'Cause you give me hope when you shine. 'Cause you give me hope when you shine.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Is everyone excited? That's great.
Let's wave to the people in the live stream. Hey, hello.
Standing outside the door of love and mercy, you wonder if there's a place there for you. You know there's peace inside, but still you're searching for someone to understand the pain you've been through. While the doors are locked, the lights are on. What are you waiting for? Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, just come on in.
I'm some spirit, God has waited so long for your homecoming day.
He knows the peace you seek and the hurt you're feeling. Spirit wants to hold you and to wipe the tears away. While the Father waits with open arms, God is calling out your name. Come on in and welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, just come on in. Well, there's room enough in the house of love for someone just like you. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, just come on in and welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, just come on in. Oh, come on in and welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, yes, come on in and welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in.
Wow, good morning, everybody. I'm Bev Spivey, spiritual leader. If you're here for the first time, I bet you wonder how we knew you were coming. And we put that banner out for you. Actually, it's a very celebratory day today as we welcome into our ministry here and into our wonderful spiritual family, Reverend Lawrence Palmer. And for those who don't know the backstory, that'll be some lunchtime conversation because we're also welcoming him into my life. So there we go. Hi to our live streamers, especially our away-from-home congregants. We've got Sally and Tracy and Lorna, Bob. We know you're with us this morning as you join us in this joyous occasion. We want to welcome Dina Shimmick, who is signing for us today. And of course, our wonderful musicians, James McCoy is our music minister.
All right, good morning. Won't you please welcome Mr. John Rose at the piano. We're very pleased to have Mr. Brian Robertson playing the organ this morning. The one only Mr. Pedro Baroas at the drum set. And of course, you know Samantha Natalie and Karina Iglesias. Yes.
Well, of course, our yearly theme has been that journey of spiritual discovery. And last week, I did watch that live stream beginning. Oh, my goodness. You saw that Lawrence and I were on a journey from Memphis moving here. I want you to know we haven't even had a fight yet. All that packing and loading and riding together for 20 hours and since. And you know why, don't you? I'm watching my mouth. For a time. Let's do church. Our vision together, centered in God, we create an ever-expanding spiritual community of one. And that joyness that just explodes within us does reach out all across the entire world. With our mission statement, we are a spiritual beacon of inspiration, abundance, and enlightenment. And let's begin with prayer. Oh, let's take a deep breath together and blow that out. And I know that some of you came today with some serious thoughts in your head, some burdens on your shoulders, concerns, decisions that need to be made perhaps. Maybe you're not feeling well, various aches and pains. Try to put that all aside right now. Put it all aside. As we feel the love, the warmth, the joy that is always present here at Unity of Pompano, we expand on it today and see it filling each and every one of you as we expand our hearts of love and joy to encompass all that is. And in the words of the psalmist, this is the Lord's day. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And so it is. Amen. And now, if you can stand, James promises to wake you up this morning.
1, 2, 3, 4. Let's celebrate. Oh, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Oh, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. When the Spirit of the Lord comes upon my heart, gonna dance like David danced. When the Spirit of the Lord comes upon my heart, gonna dance like David danced. I will dance, I will dance, I will dance like David danced. I will dance, I will dance, I will dance like David danced.
The Spirit of the Lord comes upon my heart. Gonna sing like David sang. When the Spirit of the Lord comes upon my heart, gonna sing like David sang. I will sing, I will sing, I will sing like David sang. I will sing, I will pray. I will pray like David prayed.
I will sing.
I will sing. I will sing. I will sing like David sang.
I will dance.
I will dance. I will dance. I will dance like David danced. Oraré like David prayed.
Cantaré.
Cantaré, cantaré, cantaré like David sang.
Bailaré.
Bailaré, bailaré, bailaré like David danced.
Otra vez.
Bailaré, bailaré, bailaré like David danced.
Whoa, that woke us up, didn't it? Woo. If you're here for the very first time, we can't even apologize. This is a true celebration service every Sunday, and especially so today. So if you were here for the very first time, it's really important that we give you a special welcome. Would you please raise your hand if this is your first time with us? Welcome. We welcome you with that brochure, which gives information about the Unity Movement, about this Unity Center. It has the office contact information on the back panel, and we invite you and all to go to our website every week to see the events, unitypompanobeach.org. You can use that website to contact us if you have questions or request a counseling session or anything else. Feel free to use that website on a regular basis. If you would like to be on our email list, we invite you to fill out that contact form that is either in the brochure or in your chair back. There are also prayer request slips in the chair backs, and we invite you to use those to let us pray with you. We have a prayer chest that's situated in the narthex in the lobby area on a table. It's brought forward to this table during our service and returns again. But you can put those prayer requests in the usher's hand or the offering plate or any one of us to get into our prayer system, because we have a number of chaplains who would love to pray with you during the week. We have a welcome center over in the west side of Fellowship Hall where you may go with any questions you have, or if you are feeling that call to serving here as one of our many, many appreciated volunteers, we ask that you go to the Welcome Center and let one of our volunteers work with you there to see what your needs might be. We also have some things going on today. This is our big welcome of Reverend Lawrence Palmer, and I know many of you have brought food, right? Who's brought some food? Would you please stand up or raise your hand at least? Yay.
What's
Thank
a celebration without food, right?
Yeah. I saw some beautiful food there, and I know that you've taken some extra time to get that prepared and get it here today. So thank you so much. We will enjoy a wonderful fellowship time afterwards where we can socialize, and those that haven't met Lawrence yet will have that opportunity to meet him. We have our ongoing power hour every Sunday morning at 9:30 for an hour. This is a time to get into discussion about any of the unity principles that you may question, and especially the book we're working on now is Living Originally, Learning 10 Spiritual Practices. So you can come in and out of that as your time allows, but I would encourage you to come to Power Hour. Tuesday night this week, we're going to be starting a new series in our ongoing Terrific Tuesdays. This is going to be the Hebrew Scriptures. And Lawrence and I are going to be teaching that along with Cynthia Roberts. And not only will we be doing metaphysical interpretation and learning how to do that with the Hebrew Scriptures, we will be looking at some of those stories of the Hebrews that form the basis of Christianity, learning about the patriarchs and the Exodus and those things. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be ongoing for a number of weeks. So that's 7 o'clock in Fellowship Hall starting this Tuesday. Our ministry leaders usually meet on the first Sunday of the month, but we have so much going on. Who's going to want to miss the potluck for a meeting, right? Not me. So ministry leaders, just know we're going to meet next Sunday. And we
That's
also have, now that Lawrence is with us and has worked with Native American traditions and drumming and all sorts of shamanistic things, we are going to have a summer solstice drumming celebration. It happens to be on Father's Day. I hope that you'll do all of your celebrations with the various fathers in your life, but come back to the church at 7 o'clock in Fellowship Hall. Bring your drums or any kind of rattle that you can make, and Lawrence will, yes, Pedro. You are not allowed to come to the sanctuary and get Pedro's drum. But we hope you'll come out for that as Lawrence begins to instruct some of us who don't know much about it, about some of the Native American traditions. And with that being said, the board now is going to come forward for a special service.
And I'd like to call Reverend Lawrence Palmer up as well. Actually, I'm going to have both of you stand right over here. This is the serious part of the service. I'm Ron Smith. I am president of the board of directors, and it is with great joy that we welcome Reverend Lawrence Palmer to join with spiritual leader Bev Spivey in the ministry of Unity of Pompano. Reverend Lawrence felt a calling to sacred service as a youth and has served as a minister for more than 40 years. He holds a bachelor's degree in psychology and a master's of divinity in pastoral care and counseling. Lawrence has served in leadership positions for Unity on the local, regional, national, and international levels. In addition to Reverend Lawrence's significant ministerial experience and training, his other spiritual endeavors include intensive education in shamanism and also being a Reiki master. Lawrence's preaching and teaching style has been called intuitive and interactive. He has a deep passion for facilitating and experiencing personal growth and spiritual development in himself and others. Bev and Lawrence will serve together as co-ministers and will jointly attend and lead our services and events. We've been celebrating this year's Unity theme of Journey of Spiritual Discovery, and we know their leadership together will guide us in our own spiritual discovery as well as the expansion of Unity of Pompano. Reverend Lawrence, we know that you have dedicated your life to serving others and serving God through ministry. We welcome you. At this time, the Board of Directors would like to officially install you and Bev as co-ministers. I'm going to ask at this time all ministry leaders to please join me as we dedicate our ministry team. I know there's others out there. I see ya. All right. There's our usher ministerial team. I see our gardening team. Perfect. There we go. There they go. Wonderful. Lawrence and Bev, are you prepared to discharge the duties and responsibilities of ministers of Unity of Pompano, willing to follow the principles set forth by Unity Worldwide Ministries, and to always look to the Christ within for wisdom, guidance, and inspiration? Are you prepared to do so? Do you consecrate yourselves to promoting the welfare and growth of our spiritual community at Unity of Pompano and the integrity of the Unity movement by following spiritual principles and divine inspiration? Do you? And so it is. The Board of Directors, as the governing body of this spiritual center, hereby confirms your appointment as our co-ministers, and we join you in dedication of service to Unity of Pompano. I'm going to ask the congregation to now stand as we read our church blessing together. Together, this is God's house. May we who come here not only find out about God, but find God. May there be beauty in this place, but especially may it be a place where men and women become aware of the beauty in themselves. May this be a place of worship. May this be a place of instruction. May this be a place of singing. May this be a place of prayer. But for us who worship and take instruction and sing and pray, may this always be a place of inner stillness where we may listen and hear when God speaks. May whoever ministers here minister in love. May whoever teaches here teach truth. May whoever serves here serve pleasantly. May everyone come into this house in expectation and go with thanksgiving. And may anyone who comes needing help go feeling blessed. May this be such a house that Jesus Christ or any stranger, even one of the least, would feel in it that he was with friends. Amen. That was the heavy part. We welcome you. Now, go ahead and sit, everybody. Let me mention a couple events we'll have going on, or the big event actually is going to be our celebration after service. So we invite everyone to join us on our journey of discovery as we celebrate after church in Fellowship Hall. We're going to have a potluck, as you heard Bev already mention. We're going to have a lot of good food, a lot of good fun. The board has a special welcome kit, I should call it, for Reverend Lawrence that we'll present in Fellowship Hall. It's a lot of fun. So at this time, let's all meet and greet your Unity of Pompano family as we sing together, Weave.
Weave us together, unity and love. Weave us together, together in Weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, together
in love.
Weave us us together. Weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together. Weave us together. Let's all sing together. Weave us together. Weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together. Weave us together, together in love. We've got one word for all of you: potluck. Potluck.
And 2 words, not yet.
Right.
As you take your seats, let's prepare now for our music and our lesson this morning, and settle into the daily word, which is so appropriate for us today: abundant blessings. My eyes are open to the unlimited blessings of God. God's blessings multiply when I open my eyes to them. I see and experience the blessings of God every day. Some of my blessings are subtle, as when I bump into a friend I haven't seen in a long time or find that perfect gift. Others are more significant. I receive a promotion, get married, or celebrate the birth of a child. God's blessings are always within and around me. My part is to be open to them, to be aware of the activity of God at work in my life, and maintain an attitude of gratitude. Through my increased awareness of God's blessings, I find happiness in the little things and joy in the big things. Thank you, God, for abundant blessings. From Psalm 144, happy are the people to whom such blessings fall. Happy are the people whose God is the Lord.
As the prayer chest comes forward, as is our practice every week, we'd now like to begin a time of prayer and meditation by singing together, "Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place."
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel this mighty power and this grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel this mighty power and this grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
I invite you now to settle into that very comfortable and familiar position for your body. And as you begin to settle into that position, you can give your body permission to relax, to let go, to let be. And you know that this is a time of being. So there's nothing that you need to do. With every breath, your body becomes more and more relaxed and still. And And as your body so easily and naturally settles into this stillness, your mind begins to quiet down as well. And all of those thoughts that move so swiftly and serve you so well as you were busy and active begin now to move much more slowly. And you find that very easily you can set aside every thought, knowing that each one of them can be picked up and continued at the appropriate time. But this is a time of being, and there's nothing that you need to think about. With every breath, your mind becomes more and more calm, peaceful, serene. With every breath, body and mind move more deeply into the stillness. Now, in this blessed state of stillness, you know that you are invited, you are expected, you are welcomed into the stillness. And as we move our awareness into that deep of our heart, we find Spirit waiting there in that place that we call the secret place of the Most High, that place of perfect home within each of us. So as our attention is now there, our body at ease, our mind at ease, we are free to commune with Spirit. And know that this communion is yours. It may be a time of profound stillness or a time full of color and sound and sensation, images. It is your time with Spirit. Let it be perfectly yours as we enter into this time together. And you know that you can bring back into your mind, into your body, into your heart, the essence of this experience of stillness. And as you choose, you can easily and quickly return and experience once again the blessedness of this time. So with a deep sense of gratitude for the opportunity to be so engaged, I invite you to take a deep, slow breath in through your nose and hold it for a moment. Then exhale slowly through your mouth. And then open your eyes.
And as we conclude this time of prayer, let's sing together the Alleluia.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I have been trying to open the door to the secret of my destiny. And every road that I think is the one seems to lead right back to me. I've looked for a way to be wiser, a way to be strong. Me all alone. Now I'm ready to fly over the sun like a rocket to heaven, and I'm ready to soar right through the sky. Never dreamed I'd find something to lift me so high. I've always had wings, but I wasn't ready to fly. Restless and hopeless and misunderstood, like so many others I know. So busy trying to hold on when I really should have been letting go. I was given the gift to find it, the spirit inside me, but I never really imagined all I could be. And I'm ready to fly over the sun like a rocket to heaven, and right through the sky. Never dreamed that I could be so high, but I wasn't ready to fly. The answer to all of my wonder is right here inside. Well, now it's time for me to discover all I have, and I'm ready to fly over the sun like a rocket to heaven, and I'm ready to soar right through the sky. Never dreamed I'd find something to lift me so high. I've always had wings, but I wasn't ready to fly. Oh, I've always had wings, and finally I'm ready to fly, to fly. Oh, finally I'm ready to fly.
Samantha Natalie.
My goodness, thank you, music team. Wow, wow. Woo. At a very young age, my son was involved in competitive soccer. And the first big tournament we went to up in Indianapolis, we got there and there were over 100 teams playing, this humongous soccer complex. And my son's eyes got bigger and bigger the more people he saw. And we were driving around trying to find the field where he was going to be playing. We finally found it, and we saw his little team with his colors on, and he put his hands on the glass and he said, "My people, my people." And this morning, I feel like looking out here and saying, "My people." I don't know that I've ever felt as at home as I do right now, and that is a good thing. If you've done the math, you realize that I started out in ministry when I was 12. I was very young. But I did have enough sense to know that people older than me knew some things that I did not know. So I was very careful about listening to the older ministers that I had access to. And I would take advantage of that and sit down with them and ask them, "Tell me about ministry. Tell me how you do this." And I listened to them and I learned. There was one piece of wisdom I was given very early on that I've remembered all down through these years. And please hear this in the context in which it was given. It was spoken by an older male minister to a younger male minister. And the language sounds a little outdated, but it's powerful. My peer said to me, "To be God's man in God's place at God's time is as close to heaven as you'll ever get while you're still on this earth." To be God's man in God's place at God's time is as close to heaven as you'll ever get while you're still on this earth. That's powerful. It really is. It has been powerful for me along the way. And I'd like to share that with you and make it yours as well. So we're going to do some metaphysics this morning. We're going to do some metaphysical massaging to this bit of wisdom to make it applicable to all of us. And that's what metaphysics is all about. It's about taking a spiritual truth and looking at it in such a way that it carries a blessing for all of us. That's the way I look at metaphysics. That's the way I do metaphysics. So let's begin with the word God. Unless I am reading it, most of the time, my word for the deity is spirit. So when you hear me saying spirit, most people could plug in God there. But I know that God is kind of a loaded term. And I'm going to step off of this thing if I'm not careful. That would not be pretty. Oh, that reminds me of a story. That scares Bev to death every time I say that. Many years ago in the Baptist church, we had a platform much like this, but there were two little entranceways on each side, and the choir was back here. And every Sunday morning, the choir would file in from that door. The music director and I would come in from this door. And then this particular morning, though I had done it many times before, I missed the step coming in, and I hit the floor like this. And I quickly got myself up and composed myself and stood up and said, "Okay, go ahead and laugh and get it over with," because I knew it was there, and I knew if they didn't laugh, I'd never get control of the service again. So they laughed, and we went on. What they didn't know, though, is that when I went down, I landed on my thumb like this and ripped all this stuff out in here. And I was at the point of tears during the whole service, and I made it through that, and then I got my hand all taped up like this. So every time I get close to steps, that flashes back into my mind, so I'm very careful here. All right, so when I say, back up, when I say spirit, I'm talking about what most people say when they say God. So just get used to that and know that. So I want to change this bit of wisdom a little bit and say, I am a servant of spirit. Instead of God's man, I am a servant of spirit. Many, many years ago in the Baptist church, I gave my heart to Jesus in a moment of spiritual conversion that was very, very real. The terms don't match up now to my theology, but it was very, very real. And in a similar fashion, I gave my life in service as I chose to be a minister, as I gave myself into the calling of being a minister. So I see myself without a question as a servant of Spirit. And that's the beginning point. To be a servant of Spirit is the starting place. And I believe with all of my heart that I am that I am a servant of Spirit. And I want to ask you, will you believe that with me? Will you believe that with me, that I believe that I am a servant of Spirit? Now, this is an interactive service. That means when I ask a question, you respond. So it's okay to talk in church, in this case at least. Anyway, so will you believe that with me? Yes. Very good. That's a start. Now let's take it home. Because I believe that about you too. That every one of you is a servant of Spirit. Now, not every one of you is in a profession like me, a professional clergy person. You don't have to be a professional clergy person to be in the service of Spirit. You don't have to be going about particularly spiritual endeavors to be a servant of Spirit. Okay. There are some things that I usually reserve to talk about during weeknight classes instead of here on Sunday morning, because some of these things are what I call graduate school. They're down the road. And I know very often we have people that come in on Sunday who've never even been to Unity before, and I don't want to scare them to death. But Spirit wants me to scare you, I suppose. So let me say this to you, that no matter what you are doing, you are in service to Spirit. We teach that we are one, and that the presence of the Creator is in you at all times, in all places, and everything you experience, Spirit is experiencing. Everything that you see, the Creator is seeing, and that's one of the reasons we are here, is to give the Creator all of these unique experiences in this world. Nobody looks at a sunset like I do. I'm not saying you don't appreciate it, but I have a unique way that Lawrence looks at a sunset. When Bev and I were coming back from, where were we? Fort Myers the other day, coming across Alligator Alley. And I looked in the rearview mirror, and the sky was just, wow, like this. Amazing. And I kept looking in the mirror, and I figured I was going to run off the road if I didn't stop. So we pulled off at a rest stop, turned around and faced west, and just sat there with just like, and watched the sunset as it was there in all of its glory. Every experience that you and I have enriches the being of the Creator. Because the Creator had never seen that sunset before through my eyes and through Bev's eyes. But now the Creator has. Everything that I do, everything that I learn, every time I grow, every time I succeed, every time I fail, I am in service to Spirit. Because all of that goes into the being of the Creator. So I believe for you that every one of you is in service to Spirit all the time. I believe that about you. The question is, will you believe it? So let me ask you this morning, will you believe that you are in service to Spirit? Yes. All right, we've started now. So to be in service to Spirit, in Spirit's place. To go back to my friend's wife saying, Galatians chapter 5 says, Paul says, the fruit of the Spirit, and you've heard this before, is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. When I look in this place, when I experienced this place before I ever came here, and I watched you on live stream, I said, that's a place where there's some love. That's a place where there's some joy. That's a place where there's some peace and some forbearance and kindness and goodness and faithfulness and gentleness and self-control. We have to have something to work on, right? Well, I look at this place and I feel this place and I say, these are the fruit of Spirit. This must be a place of Spirit. So to be in service to Spirit, in Spirit's place. And I believe with all my heart, I stand here right now in Spirit's place. Will you believe that with me? Yes. Now, let's take it home. Will you believe that for yourself? Do you believe that you are in Spirit's place when you come into here? Do you find peace? Do you find love? Do you find joy? Do you find patience? Do you find forgiveness? Do you find healing? Do you find all those things when you come into this place? Then we must call it Spirit's place. So you believe that? Yes. So we are servants of Spirit, in Spirit's place, in Spirit's time. The Old Testament tells us that God, in those terms, God's ways are higher than our human ways. God's thoughts are higher than our human thoughts. And I will add to that that God's timing is beyond our human timing. When I ran into Bev at that conference in Melbourne back in October, that was God's timing. It wasn't mine. And when you invited me to come here and be a part of this community, that was Spirit's timing. It wasn't mine. And this moment right here, right now, as you sit in this place, is Spirit's time, not human time. And that is good. So I believe that I am here in Spirit's time. Will you believe that with me? And I believe that you are here in Spirit's time. Everything you have done in the past has brought you to this moment right here, right now. Every decision you've made, every success, every failure, every word spoken, every thought, every feeling felt has brought you right here, right now to this time. And it is Spirit's time. Do you believe that for yourself? Yes. Well, it seems then that we are servants of Spirit, in Spirit's place, in Spirit's time. And if that is true, then this must be heaven. Because to be Spirit's servant, in Spirit's place, in Spirit's time, is as close to heaven as we're going to get while we're in this human experience. So here we are. I believe I'm in heaven. And I'm going to live that way. And I'm going to see things that way. I'm going to feel things that way. And I'm going to choose out of that knowing that I am as close to heaven as I can get in this human experience right here, right now. Would you believe that with me? Yes. Let's bring it home. Will you believe it for yourself? Yes. Here we are. Here we are. Now, a while back, someone stood on this very platform and talked about standing on holy ground. And as I remember, the kicker to that sermon was, we're standing on holy ground, but it's all holy ground. And I would say to you that heaven is not about being in this building at 11 o'clock on Sunday morning, although that is part of it. Being in heaven is about consciousness. And that goes with us wherever we are, whenever we are, however we are. So we carry in us that consciousness of being Spirit's servant. We carry in us that consciousness of being in Spirit's place, in Spirit's time. And heaven is completely about a state of consciousness. And we can be that together. We can be in heaven as a state of consciousness as individuals, as you go about your individual life. But something happens when we come together. And two people are in heaven together, something wonderful happens. And when a bunch of folks get together and they all know they're in heaven, something really wonderful happens. Look around. So once again, I will declare for myself and for all of you, we are Spirit's servants. We are in Spirit's place. We are in Spirit's time. And we are as close to heaven as we can get in this human experience. And that is good. And I'm immensely pleased to get to share that with you. God bless you, my friends.
Oh my goodness. We want to take this time now to take our offering and especially to appreciate each and every one of you who gives. Thanks to our live streamers who send their contributions in, and we are able to maintain our license for live streaming and our monthly fee and all the other things that support Unity of Pompano. It's coming from you, and we thank you so very much for that. So won't you hold your blessing in your hand, and let's say our offering prayer together. With a grateful heart, I acknowledge God as source of all that is. Today I declare good for myself and all others. Good is mine. Good and more good is mine. And ever increasing good is mine. Everywhere I go, I see this good. I feel it, I experience it, I freely give it, and it wraps itself around me. And so it is. Amen.
Just a closer walk with thee. Granted spirit, Lord, if you please. Daily, walking close to thee. Oh, let it be, dear Lord, let it be. I am weak, but thou art strong. Oh, Spirit, keep me from all wrong. And I'll be satisfied as long as I can walk, dear Lord, close to thee. Just a closer walk with thee. Granted spirit, Lord, if you please. Oh, daily walking close to thee. Yeah, oh, let it be, dear Lord, let it be. And when my feeble life is over, time for me, Lord, won't be no more. Won't you guide me, oh Lord, guide me gently on to thy kingdom soul. I said just a closer walk to thee. Oh yeah. Granted spirit, Lord, if you please. Daily walk into thee. Oh, let it be, dear Lord, let it be. Come on, Brian. Brian on the organ. Oh, just a closer walk with thee. Just a closer walk with thee. Granted spirit, Lord, if you please. Granted spirit, Lord, if you please. Oh, daily walking, Lord,
Daily walking close to thee.
Oh,
be, dear Lord.
Oh, let it be, dear Lord. Let it be.
And we have some children out there. Do you want to come up on the stage with me?
Come on,
Anybody?
kids.
Who wants to come up here?
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Wow. All right, let's be quiet, everybody. And all right, ready? Wow, very good. Did you hear today we are getting a new minister with me? Right here, Reverend Lawrence. All right. Let's stand up, everybody, and close with our prayer for protection. Brian will lead us.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with Have a good weekend, everybody.